What if I told you that the wealthiest people on the planet almost never actually spend their own money? Sounds crazy, right? But here's the truth: billionaires like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Larry Ellison have mastered a strategy so powerful that it legally allows them to live like kings while paying little to no taxes.
And the secret weapon?
Loans. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how the ultra-rich use borrowed money to fund private jets, mansions, and luxury yachts, all while their wealth keeps growing untouched. By the end, you'll understand a financial game that most people don't even know exists. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to Wealthness. If you're serious about building generational wealth, you're in the right place. My name is, and today we're exposing one of the most powerful wealth strategies in the world: living on loans. Most people are taught to fear debt. Save money, avoid loans, pay off your credit cards. That's what the middle class has been told for decades. But the ultra-wealthy play by completely different rules. They don't just use debt, they weaponize it. The buy, borrow, die strategy. The core philosophy is simple but brilliant. Buy assets, borrow against them, and never sell. Here's how it works in real life. Let's take Elon Musk as a prime example. Musk owns billions of dollars worth of Tesla and SpaceX stock. But instead of selling shares and paying massive capital gains taxes, he borrows money against those shares. Banks are happy to lend to him at very low interest rates because his collateral is extremely valuable. In 2021 alone, Musk pledged over $60 billion in Tesla stock as collateral for loans. With that borrowed money, he could fund his lifestyle, invest in new ventures, or do whatever he wanted, all without triggering a single dollar in taxes from selling shares. Jeff Bezos did the same thing. Before his divorce, he borrowed hundreds of millions against his Amazon stock. Larry Ellison, the founder of Oracle, has done this for years too. These billionaires are living on loans while their stock portfolios continue to grow in the background. This is called the buy, borrow, die strategy, and it's 100% legal. Why loans beat selling assets? When you sell an asset like stocks or real estate, you trigger capital gains tax. In many countries, that can be 20%, 30%, or even higher depending on where you live. But when you take a loan against that asset, no sale occurs. Therefore, no tax. The bank gives you cash, you enjoy the cash, and your asset keeps appreciating. Even better, the interest rates on these securities-backed loans or mortgages are often very low, sometimes between 1% to 4% because the collateral is so strong. Meanwhile, good assets, especially real estate and strong stocks, historically grow at 7 to 12% per year. That spread is where the real magic happens. How the rich finance their luxury lifestyle. Let's talk about the flashy stuff everyone sees: the mansions, the jets, the yachts. Many wealthy people don't actually buy these things with cash sitting in their bank account. They finance them strategically. Take real estate. A high net worth individual might buy a $20 million mansion with a large mortgage. Why? Because the interest is often tax-deductible in many jurisdictions, and they can keep their cash invested elsewhere, earning higher returns. Private jets. Many are owned through companies or financed through specialized aircraft loans. The same goes for super yachts. The rich understand that money is a tool. Why tie up $50 million in cash when you can borrow at 3% and let that $50 million continue working for you in investments that return 10% or more? Real estate, the ultimate wealth vehicle. One of the most common ways the rich live on loans is through investment real estate. Here's a simple example most people can understand. You buy a $1 million apartment building with 25% down, $250,000. You put a mortgage on the remaining $750,000. Good tenants pay rent that covers the mortgage, property taxes, insurance, and even gives you extra cash flow every month. Over time, 3 powerful things happen. 1. Your tenants pay down the loan for you. 2. The property appreciates in value. Point 3. You get to deduct the interest and expenses. Now you own a growing asset that someone else is paying for, and you used mostly borrowed money to get it. Scale. This up to 10 or 20 properties and you can see how empires are built. This is exactly how many of today's real estate billionaires started and continue to operate. The power of leverage. Leverage is the reason the rich get richer faster. When you use 100% of your own money, your returns are limited to what that money can produce. But when you use leverage, other people's money, your returns get multiplied. Let's say you have $100,000. Option A. Buy $100,000 worth of stock. It goes up 10% till you make $10,000. Option B. Use that $100,000 as 25% down payment on a $400,000 property. The property goes up 10%. Right arrow, your equity increases by $40,000. Same market move, 4 times the profit. That's the power of leverage. Of course, leverage cuts both ways. If the market goes down, losses are also magnified. That's why the rich are extremely careful about what they borrow against and always have backup plans. Tax advantages most people miss beyond avoiding capital gains. There are multiple tax benefits. Mortgage. Interest deductions on investment properties depreciation. You get to deduct the wear and tear of buildings. Even while they appreciate, business interest deductions if you borrow for business purposes, opportunity to keep. Wealth growing tax deferred. This is why some billionaires pay effective tax rates that are lower than many middle-class workers. How you can start applying this strategy now, you might be thinking, this sounds great for billionaires, but what about me? The good news is you don't need to be a billionaire to start using these principles. Here are practical steps you can take. 1. Fix your credit. Banks love lending to people with strong credit scores. 2. Start small with house hacking. Buy a multifamily property, live in one unit, rent out the others. The rent can cover most or all of your mortgage. 3. Build equity. Use salary or side income to pay down properties faster in the beginning. Then refinance and pull cash out to buy more. 4. Learn about HELOCs. Once you have equity in your home, a home equity line of credit can become a powerful tool for investing. 5. Invest in cash-flowing assets. Always make sure the asset can service the debt. Never borrow to buy liabilities. 6. Educate yourself. Read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, and study how successful investors structure their deals. Living on loans only works when done responsibly. Here are the rules the smart rich follow. Never borrow to fund a lifestyle you can't afford without the assets. Always have multiple exit strategies. Keep loan-to-value ratios conservative. Don't be over-leveraged. Understand the tax laws in your country, they change. Build cash reserves for tough times. Debt becomes dangerous when it's used for consumption instead of production. The wealthiest people on earth have figured out that cash is not king. Leverage is. They buy assets, borrow against them, enjoy the benefits, and let the assets continue growing. They live like kings on other people's money while paying minimal taxes legally. This isn't about being greedy. It's about understanding how the financial system actually works and using it to your advantage. The system is available to anyone who learns how to use it. The question is, will you keep playing by the old rules, or will you start thinking like the wealthy? If this video opened your eyes, drop a 5 in the comments and tell me which part surprised you the most. Are you currently using any form of good debt in your life? Share below. I read every comment. If you want more videos breaking down wealth strategies the rich actually use, make sure you've subscribed to WealthNest and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Stay wealthy, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next one.